he also certainly has to live with the fact that he killed one of his best friends.
They have to take the consequences if someone were to go out, get in a crash, hurt someone else, hurt themselves.
From past experience and personal experience, it's very difficult to control exactly what multiple teenagers will be doing at your house.
The people who knowingly have a party or provide alcohol to minors at their house as a social host, they can be charged criminally. That would be in a municipal court. It's a disorderly person's offense, which is punishable by fines, community service, as well as maybe some other retribution. They can also be charged civilly, which is usually more of a heavy hit to a person who's a homeowner, because if someone were to host a party, have someone go out, drive home or drive wherever, get in an accident and hurt someone else, the social host, that parent, is liable.
If a parent were to serve children that are not their own or allow their home to be used for a party, that parent could very well be responsible for any foreseeable acts that the children would commit while intoxicated.
But so many negative things can happen when kids are drinking basically unsupervised, even though parents might be in the house. And the liability issues for parents are extremely high at that particular point. No parent thinks that any of these children could get intoxicated and drink too much and actually have the possibility of dying.
If they're going to be charged, we're going to be taking them into headquarters and formally charging them, doing the whole fingerprint booking type thing. People who are charged, they're released to the parents, but usually our juvenile officer will follow up the next day. Then charges can result later on.
You cannot provide alcohol to a child who is not your own in your home if they're under the legal age to drink. If you do, again, under the statute, you'd be prosecuted in municipal court. You'd be subject up to 6 months in jail, a $1,000 fine, and certain other ancillary penalties that the state requires.
We got a call of a female intoxicated on the front lawn of a house. Our officers respond there. This 15-year-old girl is intoxicated, and they call the ambulance. She's taken to Morristown Memorial Hospital. The emergency room calls back to our department and said that it appeared that this girl was sexually assaulted. And our investigation, and a lengthy criminal investigation, could never determine who did that to her, and she was sexually assaulted. Now, I interviewed her on numerous occasions, and she was so intoxicated she couldn't tell me what happened. And I believe that to this day.
Where we find out about parties, underage drinking parties, sometimes teenagers will have a party and they'll have a set group of people who they want to invite or have at their party. Sometimes other teenagers feel they should be invited to these parties, and therefore when they either show up and aren't allowed in, or they're told flat out they're not allowed to come to the party, they'll inform the police anonymously or however they choose to do so, and that's pretty much a good enough tip for us. And the people who are having the party may not have realized that we're on our way. That's one of the main ways we do find out about parties in the area of Bernice Township.
And I distinctly remember it was Halloween night. She was dressed as a clown and was at a Halloween party and was driving home, and she subsequently hit a tree and was killed. And not only did I do the investigation at the scene, but went to the hospital and had to relate to her parents that their only daughter had been killed in this accident.
Initially, when we respond to a house, we'll have some information, either from a noise complaint from a person who anonymously contacted us, or from one of our school resources officers, or from one of the many sources that we use. We look for vehicles outside. We look for people either in the windows or outside. Listen for music, listen for voices. We'll make contact with those people. Some try and run, and they are very unsuccessful. We catch them and bring them back, and it's never good to run from the police because we'll catch you.
One happened quite a number of years ago, but still stays in my mind because it involved two 17-year-old Ridge High students that were out at a Friday afternoon after school party in June, and they had been drinking at the house that they were at. They left and got involved in a motor vehicle accident with very minor injuries. But unfortunately, they hit an embankment, and the passenger in the car was ejected out the window, and the car subsequently ran over him and killed him. And when we got to the scene, the car wasn't damaged, but there was a person dead. Now, the driver of the car was a good friend of this particular young man's, and he was a .06 blood alcohol on a breathalyzer test. So not only was he charged with, at that time, impaired driving, but he also certainly had to live with the fact that he killed one of his best friends.